Hello and welcome to the Dick Campbell Gym, where the Dukes of York will be playing the Lyons Township Lions. Tip-off here, about to get underway. Olivia Silkaitis to take the tip for the Dukes. Number 43 for the Lions. Corralled in by the Lions. 14 down low to 21. She goes up with it, no good. Rebounded by Larma.
You know, this matchup is always a good one. York versus LT, a tale of time. Conference matchup every single year. It's always a good game.
Both teams coming with similar conference records. Dukes 2-2, Lions 3-2 within West Suburban Conference play. Callahan drives up with it, no good. Rebounds her own miss. O'Brien down to Silkaitis. She gets that one to fall in the low post.
Nice drive from Callahan. Silkaitis, nice job finishing the play.
Emma O'Brien with it. She's the senior and the captain for the Lions. Expect to hear her name a lot.
You know, I like the crowd attendance tonight. Not as much as we'd like it to be, but we got all the cheerleaders out here for the Dukes. I like the atmosphere, Griffin.
Rio Pell with it. Working on Kehoe. Gives it up to Moore. Moore over to O'Brien. Back to Moore. With it and down low. O'Brien loses the handle. They're going to say last touch by the Dukes.
Nice job from Larma batting the ball away, stopping her from getting it up.
Rio Pell to inbound. Finds O'Brien. She's up with it and matches Silkaitis' two. Once again, we're tied.
Nice little open look there in the paint. Good play call underneath the basket.
Callahan with it now. Over to O'Brien. Callahan. O'Brien loses the handle. Stolen by O'Brien. Down low to number 21. Up with it. Layup falls there. Gwen Smith finishes.
LT coming out with a fast-paced game. They got 4 points pretty quickly.
LT running a 1-3 zone defense here. Callahan surveying the D. Up to O'Brien. Larma with it in the corner. Tries to get it to the cutting Silkaitis. Knocked out of bounds there. Last touch by number 24, Biggenwald.
Biggenwald saw that pass right out of the gate and was trailing very closely behind Silkaitis.
O'Brien inbounds this one. Callahan comes up with the loose ball. Poked away from her. Larma picks that one up there in the backcourt. 2 minutes gone so far. Both teams scoring early and often. O'Brien working on more. Spins. Outlets to Larma. Thought about pulling. She decides to drive her spell. Spins up with it. Rims out there. Moore gets her own rebound. That's going to stay Duke's ball. Ref seeing Moore's foot hit the sideline there. O'Brien set to inbound. Flares it out to Kehoe. Kehoe drives up with it. No good. Rebounded by Moore. Moore up to O'Brien. She goes up with it. Her layup falls in there.
Like I said, playing a very quick game, being able to get the rebound and get down court in 3 seconds.
Callahan to Silkaitis in the high post. Callahan thought about firing, decided not to. Over to O'Brien. Back to Callahan. She shoots. No good there. Rebounded by Kehoe. Back out to Callahan. O'Brien drives. Finds Silkaitis down low, and she gets her second bucket of the game.
O'Brien, what a nice assist, driving and dishing it out to Silkaitis wide open in the lane.
Silkaitis responsible for all 4 points here. Down low to 24. Moore unable to get the outlet pass. Callahan comes up with the loose ball.
Duke's playing some nice defense now. When the game settles down, they're doing a great job.
O'Brien working on Moore. Spins around, finds Larma at the top of the key. Kehoe. Back to O'Brien. O'Brien drives, hesitates, finds Larma. She fires. No good there. Another offensive rebound by Kehoe, and she is rewarded there. Second chance bucket falls and ties this game up.
What another tough take. Duke's doing a great job in the lane.
Smith drives up with it. No good. Foul called there. Foul's going to go on Silkaitis. So Smith is going to go to the line for 2. That is Silkaitis' first foul in the game so far.
Yeah, just left our arm on Smith a little too long. She wasn't able to move her arm in the upwards motion.
For those confused, LT number 43 is Emma O'Brien. Duke's number 11 is Briley O'Brien. We do not know if there's a relation there, and we do not have investigative report of John Finucane.
They are related. We're hearing just in from President Luca DeSanto.
O'Brien gets it to Silkaitis down low, up with it. Another one falls. Silkaitis, 6 points in the paint.
Silkaitis and O'Brien, nice chemistry right now. That's a second assist from O'Brien.
Big and walled over to Smith. She saves it. 31 trapped up in the corner. High IQ play there. Evie Riopel just hits it off of Kehoe's leg. Remains LT ball.
Duke's trying to take the pace back, slow things down, and they're starting to come back. They're playing some great defense. Let's see if they can keep it up.
Moore. Pass deflected there. Kehoe falls on it. Gives it to Silkaitis, over to O'Brien. McCookie and Byrne to the scores table. They look to check in. O'Brien to Larma in the corner. She fires. Hits that one. Avery Larma.
From downtown. Nice three-pointer to take the lead.
Avery Larma, she can definitely catch fire from deep. Don't want LT. Last thing you want to see is her getting loose. Blocked there by Larma. Duke's working in transition. O'Brien drives on Moore. They're going to call that one on the floor. That's going to be Moore's first foul. McCookie and Byrne come in. Callahan and Larma to the bench.
Overall, nice possession there. You saw Silkaitis take the tough hit. The ball got loose. O'Brien takes it down the court, and now they have it underneath their own basket.
Duke's first lead since the very beginning of this game. Last touch there by Emma O'Brien. It's going to remain Duke's possession. Kehoe to inbound. Gives it to O'Brien. O'Brien drives out to Kehoe. Back to O'Brien at the top of the key. Once again, she drives, tries to get it to Byrne on the baseline. It's going to be deflected. Retains Duke's possession, though. O'Brien hits it off Moore's foot. Almost stayed in bounds there. Luckily, dribbled back out, and she's going to have another inbound opportunity. This time, flares it up to McCookie. Over to Kehoe. Kehoe drives on O'Brien, up with it, finishes through contact. Ellie Kehoe, that's her second bucket of the game. One of the high-energy players of this Duke's offense. Duke's going with a half-court trap here. O'Brien with it at the top of the key, gives it to Moore. Moore, stop and pop. Gets that one to fall, hits back iron and in.
Game still very high-paced. Duke's playing some great defense as well as LT, but the offenses are overcoming a lot right now.
McCookie in the corner, up to Byrne. O'Brien. Stolen there by Smith. O'Brien on the fast break opportunity. Finishes the easy layup, shrinks the lead down to 1.
LT just getting a ton of turnovers early on, which is going to call Collins to call this timeout.
One thing I find interesting is Lyons' uniform. Typically they got some of that LT yellow, but they just got blue and gray going.
Gotta say, I do like the jerseys, Griff.
With that, we will take a short step aside. Don't go anywhere. You are watching York Sports Network. We welcome you back out of that timeout. 1 point separating the two teams. The Dukes leads the Lions 13-12. O'Brien bringing the ball up here. Lions staying in their 1-3-1 trap defense. Deflected there by O'Brien. McCookie in the high post. Kehoe in the corner thought about shooting. Bryan with it, top of the key. Right at the volleyball line, gets it to Silkaitis down low. Great feed there. Byrne with it. Silkaitis in the corner, cross-court pass to O'Brien. She drives to the free throw line, and Emma O'Brien's going to get called for the foul on Briley O'Brien.
You know, both these teams so far, not a lot that you can fix out there. The only thing that's a little bit sloppy from both of them is going to be the turnovers. They're playing great defense and offense. Both teams turning it over a lot.
That's been the story the whole season for the Dukes. High-powered offense, solid defense, limited by turnovers. Good to see them clean those up throughout the season. Looking to turn the tides of this game as well. Byrne, Silkaitis in the corner. She shoots. Money!
Silkaitis, corner, 3 contested. She got it to go.
More. Silkaitis is going to get called for the push there. That's going to be her second foul in this first quarter. So Callahan's going to check in. Silkaitis is going to go to the bench. That's the last thing Coach Collins wants to see, as Silkaitis is kind of the captain of this team almost. Sets the tenacity down low in the paint on defense, and she's the leading scorer on offense so far. Smith, guarded by Kehoe. O'Brien, deep three. Rims out there, almost got that one to fall. That's going to be a loose ball foul there on Moore.
That's going to be over the back call on Moore as O'Brien tried to go up for it.
In comes number 12. Sorry, she is at the scores table. She has not come in yet. That is Sydney Munson, only a sophomore. Going to get some early minutes in this game. O'Brien down low to Kehoe, stolen there by Moore. Try to push it up to O'Brien. Briley O'Brien's just going to watch that one go out. And with that, Munson comes in, Moore to the bench.
You know, Griffin, we were both saying those turnovers. They had 2 back-to-back from each team.
Callahan over to O'Brien. Back to Callahan. Kehoe with it in the low post. Dribbles it out. Over to Callahan. Duke's looking to hold the last shot here. 5 seconds left. O'Brien drives, pops, blocks. O'Brien with it. Fires a half-court shot. Right trajectory, just short there. That leaves your first quarter score 16-12. Zach, what do you expect to see coming up in this second quarter?
You know, both teams, like I've said multiple times already, just got to fix the turnovers. They're playing some great defense and offense on both sides of the court.
With that, we will take a short step aside. Don't go anywhere. You are watching York Sports Network. We welcome you back here. Second quarter action about to get underway. The boys team playing over at Lyons Township. Score currently 10-7 in the second quarter. Duke's lead. Our friends over at LTTV streaming that one. Don't watch that just yet. You still have much more action here on Your Sports Network.
A little revenge game there. Carter Heron, he's going to pop off in that game, Griffin, let me tell you.
We're looking for a resurgence of Jack Tosh Day 5. Carter Heron got double-digit scoring. And If I do say so myself, there was some banter between the school Instagram pages, and YSN was told Carter Heron is fired up for that game. So once again, don't go anywhere. You still have plenty of action here on your sports network, but definitely after this game, check out our friends over at LTTV. Callahan over to O'Brien. Back to Callahan.
The Dukes, they like to take their time on their offensive possessions.
Kehoe, high post now, over to Callahan, swings it down low to Byrne. Back to Callahan.
You know, that's one of the reasons they have trouble at the end of each quarter trying to get the shot off.
Stripped away there, jump ball called. Possession arrow in favor of the Lions. So that's going to be yet another turnover, as you mentioned.
Dukes are doing a good job scoring, but again, just not doing a great job at holding onto the ball when they need to.
Rio Pell gives it up to Emma O'Brien. Back to Rio Pell. Dukes extending their 1-2-2 zone to a full court press. Blocked there by Byrne. Callahan's on the rebound. O'Brien now pushing the pace. Riley guarded by Emma. Family affair there. Callahan over to Larma. Back to O'Brien. Now guarded by Rio Pell. She spins past her, up with it. A lot of contact there. O'Brien earned that trip to the stripe.
What a great move behind the back, spinning and turning. She always has that great move in her bag.
That foul's on 31. Evie Rio Pell, that's her first. Team's first.
O'Brien, no good on the first. In comes Lefebvre. Out goes Kehoe.
Well-deserved break for her.
O'Brien rims out there. 0 for 2 at the stripe there. Foul called there. Foul's going to go on number 11, Briley O'Brien's first.
Yeah, nobody really in too much foul trouble as of now. Silkaitis does have 2 still on the bench as of right now.
Emma O'Brien set to inbound. So the two relatives both inbound to their relative teams.
Yes, they are cousins.
Emma O'Brien over to Munson. Up to Zebia. O'Brien down low, gets the layup to fall there. Down to a 2-point game. O'Brien, back to Callahan. Feels like every possession starts the same. Back to O'Brien, just a catch between Callahan and O'Brien. Back to Callahan. Byrne with it in the corner over to Callahan.
They love passing it around the key. Someone's got to make a move, though.
Lefebvre down low. Flares it up, stolen by Emma O'Brien. Smith all the way, finishes the coast-to-coast layup.
Callahan tried chasing her down, just couldn't get there in time.
Once again, we have yet another tie game.
So many lead changes early on.
We previewed it earlier, foul called. But as I was saying, we previewed earlier, similar conference records. Lions 3-2, Dukes 2-2. Overall records, Lions have somewhat of a better winning percentage, but strength of schedule always factors into that.
Always a close matchup between these two teams.
O'Brien finds Lefebvre in the corner. Up to O'Brien. Callahan now with it. Back to O'Brien.
Let's see if they get a play call going.
Larma shoots a mid-range. No good there. Callahan comes up with the rebounds. O'Brien tightly guarded her. She gets a steal there. Number 24. Anna Biggenwald corralled the loose ball. Foul's going to go on the Dukes. In comes McCoogie. Out goes Callahan. Foul win on Larma. That's her first foul. Only player in true foul trouble is Silkaitis. She has 2. O'Brien. Big and Walled. Back to O'Brien. She shoots a three. No good there. Big and Walled going for the loose ball. They're going to call that out. Duke's possession. Emma O'Brien showing off the range. 0 for 2 on three-pointers, but she is not shying away from those deep balls.
Yeah, both of them love to shoot threes, especially O'Brien on the Dukes. Very productive on a typical night.
O'Brien finds Lefebvre in the corner. Back up to O'Brien. Byrne with it now on the left wing. Gives it to Larmo in the corner. Back up to Byrne. Jump pass over to O'Brien. She drives, splits a double team. Can't get the layup to drop in. Larmo working on the offensive glass and is rewarded. Avery Larmo, 5 points. Munson. Pass deflected there. Z-Bar came up with it. Big and Walled, back to Z-Bar. O'Brien, down low to Smith. She goes up with it and finishes the layup there. Sorry, that was Big and Walled to finish the layup. O'Brien up to Lefebvre. Smith tips that pass there. Kehoe and Callahan come back in. O'Brien and Byrne to the bench. Duke's going with an 8-player rotation. Lyons only with 7. Both these teams smaller benches than what you typically see within IHSA play.
I would definitely say that. For the boys, it's a little different in my opinion. You see so many more players on roster, especially in tournament play. During the Jack Toss, we saw so many deep rosters with up to 20 kids.
Largest one was Batavia with 22 players
unreal.
rostered. Kehoe, hard foul there. 3 players at the floor.
That's the type of drive you like to see.
Kehoe plays with a lot of tenacity and grit. Gives up some size down low, but makes up for it with her effort. That's the first foul on Sydney Munson. Lyons' 3rd foul, so they're 2 fouls away from putting the Dukes in the bonus. Kehoe no good on the first foul. Sorry, first free throw. Kehoe, good on the second.
It's going to give the Dukes the lead.
Pure 50% at the line. O'Brien up to Smith. Spins past Larma, gives it to Big and Wall down low. O'Brien fires. Once again, 3 won't fall. Rebounded by Big and Walled. Down low to O'Brien. This time her shot falls.
LT just doing such a great job at driving to the lane on the off screen and getting the buckets. Like such great passes we've seen this game from LT.
Emma O'Brien, first play to reach double digits, 10 points on the game. And we're barely 6 minutes into this second quarter. McCookie, errant layup there. Callahan gets the steal. Drives. Kehoe with it now, up and good. Kehoe brings this game back and puts the lead back in the Duke's hands. With that, we'll take a step aside. Don't go anywhere. You're watching York Sports Network. We welcome you back out of the timeout. Your score 21-20. Dukes hold a narrow lead over the Lyon Township Lions. Emma O'Brien, deep three. This time gets it to fall. Emma O'Brien finally uncaps from deep. And that's a bad sign for head coach Collins.
Her first one to go was the deepest shot she took. We'll see if she can continue that productivity.
Silkaitis back in for the Dukes. That's a great sign for the offense. Silkaitis sets a screen for Kehoe. Callahan with it on the right wing. Working on Biggenwald. Dribbles off her foot there, and that's going to be a turnover for the Dukes.
You know, nothing to worry about, just a little bit of a mishap.
Zebar over to Munson. O'Brien, another deep three. This time won't get it to fall. Rebounded by Munson. Smith finds the cutting O'Brien. No good there. Callahan comes down with the rebound. Larmo pushing the pace. There's going to be a foul called. Dukes going to retain possession. Briley O'Brien makes a move towards the score table. Kayla Callahan to the bench.
Just 1:36 remaining. Let's see if the Dukes can draw up on this inbound play.
O'Brien to inbound. Finds Silkaitis in the low post. Goes up through contact. Almost got it to rim in there. O'Brien to the line for, Silkaitis to the line for two. She did previously go 0 for 2, looking to clean up that free throw shooting percentage here. Nothing but net on the first.
Titus in the double-digit points now with 10 on the night, leading the team for the Dukes. Looking to tie things back up.
Improves to 50% at the line on the game. Ties the game up, as you said. O'Brien up to Munson, back to O'Brien. Down low to Biggenwald. Smith in the corner. Back iron, rebounded by Kehoe. O'Brien pushing the pace here. Splits a double team. Up with it, no good. Loose foul's going to be called. Somewhat of a late foul there.
It's going to be called out of bounds. They stepped out apparently.
So Duke's going to retain possession. O'Brien hits Lefebvre on the flare out. Deep three for her. No good. Rebounded by Smith. Munson up to Smith. Back to Munson. Munson down low to Biggenwald. O'Brien. Great passing there from the Lions offense. 4 out of the 5 players on the court touching the rock there. Deflected by Emma O'Brien, so Duke's going to retain possession. Just under 45 seconds left to go. Dukes could hold for the last shot of the quarter. Silkaitis with it in the high post. Curls down, up with it, no good. Rebounded by Zebar. Up to Munson. O'Brien. Munson in the corner, fires. No good. Tipped out, rebounded by Zebar. O'Brien. She drives, finds Munson in the corner once again. Back iron. Ball knocked out of bounds. Duke's going to have possession now. 20 seconds. You got to think they're holding for the last shot.
Yeah, definitely Griffin, as that one hit off the top of the head of Smith. And hopefully the Dukes can get this last shot off.
O'Brien drives past Zebar, goes up with it and gets the foul. She's going to the line for 2.
Given the opportunity to tie things back up, O'Brien went 0 for 2 at the line last time. Let's see if she can get back to 50% on the night.
That's her second. 2 shots now. Riley O'Brien.
Good on the first. Lukuki comes in, Silkaitis to the bench. Silkaitis, not as much playing time as we're used to seeing, was in foul trouble late in the first quarter, early in the second quarter. Got some valuable minutes there. O'Brien ties things back up. Yet another lead change / tie.
LT will have the last chance to take the lead going in the half.
Picked away by O'Brien. She's going coast to coast, up with it. Finishes around her cousin. Clock expires there. Duke's going to end the first half, leading the Lions 27-25. Zach, what do you think halftime adjustments are going to be made?
For both teams, LT, in my personal opinion, are doing a great job on offense, keeping the game at their pace when they want to, but sometimes they really slow things down or aren't able to connect. They're going to have to fix some things up on that side. And the Dukes, some of these plays on offense, they're just running around, passing the ball around the key, not really having anything drawn up. Let's see if Collins can show a couple of the plays that he has in his lineup.
With that, we will step aside. Second half action coming to you shortly. Don't go anywhere. You are watching New York Sports Network. Hello and welcome back. Second half action about to get underway here in the Dick Campbell Gym. I'm Griffin Hanna, joined alongside me is Zach Silkaitis. Zach, what do you want to see the Dukes clean up to extend this lead in the second half?
Only thing I got to say is the turnovers and the play calls. You know, they haven't really been calling any plays, kind of been just running around the court. It's been working for them so far, but I think a couple plays would definitely benefit them. As
you said, a very patient offense, looking for the absolute best shot instead of taking the first good one they can. It's going to be tipped out of bounds there. Dukes are going to retain possession. O'Brien finds Larma. She drives. Finds Silkaitis. Kehoe in the corner. Rims out there. Larma comes up with the loose ball. Possession arrow in favor of the Lions.
Great aggression there from Larma, getting her hands on that ball. I mean, that was really high up there, and she tried to get around. Just great aggression.
Emma O'Brien up to Smith. Out of bounds called there.
A little away wire pass.
O'Brien taking up the ball. O'Brien steals it up to Smith. No good. Moore with it. Finds Riopel. Moore in the corner. Hits it.
Great offensive rebound and for LT leading up to that three-point shot.
O'Brien to Larma. Stolen by Emma O'Brien up to Smith. Yet again, another transition layup there. Falls for Smith. O'Brien up to Callahan. Silkaitis in the low post. Tries to get it to Kehoe. She saves the loose ball. Back to Kehoe in the corner. She's called for being out of bounds.
Callahan trying to pass to her. Kehoe wasn't quite in bounds before the pass was made.
O'Brien gives it to Moore. Back to O'Brien. Wide open is number 24. Anna Biggenwald just found a gap in this Dukes press.
Yeah, they were playing up. Silkaitis was the only one down there. Not sure what the press was doing on that play.
Coach Collins, early timeout here in the second half. Don't go anywhere. You are watching York Sports Network. We have a score update for you coming out of Lyons Township High School. Dukes lead 29-15. Boys team giving the Lions run for their money here. Dukes looking to hold on. Once again, don't go to that game quite yet. Second half action still to go here in the Dick Campbell Gym. O'Brien gives it to Silkaitis, up and finishes. Silkaitis.
Nice finish through contact. That's her specialty out here on the court.
Great to see Silkaitis back out there. She had foul troubles in the first half. Smith down low to Moore, blocked by Larma.
Larma, oh my goodness. Another great defensive play. Larma doing a great job in tonight's game.
O'Brien set the inbound up to Moore. O'Brien back to Moore in the corner. Cross-court pass stolen by Kehoe. Kehoe driving coast to coast. Stops. Deflected there by Smith. Larma with the steal. Stolen by Smith. Now stolen by Kehoe. Possession arrow in favor of the Dukes. Jump ball called, so Dukes will finish that crazy
sequence of events.
O'Brien drives. Kick out to Callahan. She fires, no good. Rebound O'Brien. Once again, for those who are confused, Emma O'Brien for LT, Briley O'Brien for the Dukes. They are cousins. Jump ball this time in favor of the Lions. Paige Byrne makes a move to the scores table. Out goes Callahan.
Dukes still trailing by 3. Need a stop here.
O'Brien, late call there. She's up to 15 points on the game so far, going to the line for 2.
I don't know about that call. I thought Silkaitis' hands were straight up that entire time. Collins talking with the ref, saying that the LT player was waving her elbows around, pleading his case.
Silkaitis with 3 fouls. Collins going to let her stay out there. 13 points for her. With that, Emma O'Brien, 17 points. She leads all players in scoring. Briley O'Brien taking it up for the Dukes. Deflected by Emma.
Both teams still struggling with the turnovers. Just the passes have not been good as of late. They're being very telegraphed, I will say that.
As you said, both teams struggling with the turnovers. The Lions capitalize early in the second half. Larma, corner 3, won't fall. Rebounded by Kehoe. She's trapped in the corner. Foul called there. Foul's going to go on number 21. That's Smith. That's her second foul. Not quite in foul trouble yet. O'Brien guarded by her cousin. Almost got it stolen. Gives that one to Byrne. Kehoe. A little bit of a dream shake there.
I like to see it.
Spinning around in the post. Just steps her way right into a wide open layup. Big and Wall down to Moore. Up and under, layup won't fall. O'Brien pushing the pace. Over to Silkaitis. Silkaitis drives. She splits a double team, finds Kehoe out on the wing. Up with it. No good. Rebounded by O'Brien. 4 minutes left to play here in the third quarter. O'Brien. No call there. O'Brien clutching her left knee.
Hopefully she's okay. We're going to take a short break for the injury. Don't go anywhere. You're watching York Sports Network.
we welcome you back out of the injury timeout. Emma O'Brien had to be helped off the court. Not the sight you want to see. She led all players in scoring with 17 points for the Lions. Huge contributor offensively. Smith drives up with it. Rims out there. Rebounded by Biggenwald. Larma over to O'Brien. Guarded by Moore. Lions now going with a man-to-man defense, switching out of that 1-3-1 zone. Larma up with it. Hits the glass, unable to get it to fall. Moore. Pass deflected by Silkaitis.
Kind of a volleyball spike there.
McCookie comes in. Burn to the bench. Moore to inbound. Sydney Munson checked in to replace the injured O'Brien. Smith finds Munson in the corner. She shoots. Hits the side of the backboard there. Moore fires this three. Rims out. Munson fighting for the loose ball. She's going to get called out. Duke's possession.
Good hustle by O'Brien in that possession. Still trailing by 3 here. Let's see if the Dukes can tie things back up.
O'Brien.
Collins calling a play.
Dukes thinking they found something. Give it to Kehoe. Loose ball foul there.
Ooh, that was a tough foul, tumbling to the ground.
Biggenwald looking like a linebacker out there. Form, tackle, and everything.
Good mechanics, wrong sport.
Like you said, great mechanics, great form tackle there. Looks like she should be on Indiana's defense. Shutting down the Oregon Ducks tonight. Kehoe, yet another foul there. This time it's going to go on Munson.
Last foul number 12, Sydney Munson. That's her second. Team's third.
Duke's looking to make a dent.
Kehoe no good on the first. The Lions exploded to this lead early in the second half. Capitalize on every single one of the Duke's turnovers. Now Lions cooling off. Duke's starting to crawl back into this one. Smith. Yet another transition layup for Smith. She's now in double digits with 10. O'Brien spins up with it. Rims out there.
O'Brien, a great move. Just not able to finish that play.
Almost had a highlight for mixtape. Larma steals it there. Crosses up with it. And good. Avery Larma shrinks the lead back to 3.
Duke's having a great press right now. LT just fumbling under the pressure.
Smith. Back to Moore. Biggenwald up with it. Gets the teardrop to fall. Great touch there by Biggenwald. Back to a 5-point lead. O'Brien, yet another spin move. Silkaitis this time drives. She hits the spin cycle just wide. Rebounded Biggenwald. Real plea. Drives up with it. No good. Rebounded by Moore.
Good defense by Silkaitis, planting her feet.
Munson, corner 3, won't fall. Larma gets the rebound. Hands it off to Briley O'Brien. McCookie shoots a wing 3. Rims out there. Rebounded Biggenwald. Up to Smith. Smith. Yet another transition layup. It's a 7-point lead. Timeout called.
Biggenwald, I just got to say, what great composure she's having out here in the paint. On that last play, she completely stopped and threw that right up. Doing a great job in these transitions, like you said, Griffin.
Timeout called. Timeout Lions. Interesting look. Calling a timeout when all the momentum was in their favor. With that, we will take a step aside. Don't go anywhere. You're watching North Sports Network. We welcome you back here. We have yet another score update. It's 34-23. Dukes leads the Lions over at Lyon Township High School for a boys basketball game. Silkaitis' layup won't fall. Smith gets another transition layup, extends the lead up to 9.
LT really pushing the pace in this game on all these transition. Dukes having the defensive breakdown.
McCookie over to Callahan. Callahan to Kehoe. Kehoe at the top of the key. Gives it to O'Brien. O'Brien drives on Moore. Stolen by Biggenwald. Loses her handle there. Jump ball called. Possession arrow in favor of the Dukes. They will get the possession.
Dukes still really struggling with these turnovers now, especially these transitions like you've been talking about, Griffin. Every time they're getting the rebound and getting it down court in under 2 seconds and only having one defender back. After the shot, they really just need to hustle back on defense, then slow down the pace.
McCookie gives it to Callahan. Loose ball foul is going to be called on Smith. So Lions kind of getting in foul trouble. Dukes now in the bonus. Smith to the bench. In comes number 11. That's Sinclair Ziba.
Time for one last possession in this third quarter.
Just under 12 seconds left to play. Callahan drives. Gives it to Silkaitis outside the arc. She turns around, finds Callahan. She fires a three. It's tipped. Rebounded by Munson, and that's going to leave your third quarter score 42-33. Lions flipped the switch out of halftime and exploded to this 9-point lead. Don't go anywhere. Fourth quarter action yet to come. You're watching York Sports Network. We welcome you back from the quarter change. Lions lead 42-33, exploding to a 9-point lead coming out of half, and they've held on ever since. Smith drives, draws the foul, going to line for 2. Emma O'Brien went down with a knee injury early in the third quarter. Gwen Smith coming up big for the Lions.
Yeah, O'Brien's still out on the left with ice on her knee. As the first shot is good. Not sure if they're trying to call the ambulance here to get her out, maybe get a wheelchair for her, but we'll see what happens.
Smith, good on the second free throw there. Extends the lead up to 11. Silkaitis, she drives. Kehoe, Callahan. Larma with it, right wing. She drives to the free throw line, up with it, blocked. Munson up to Moore. Moore called on the charge there.
Great job by O'Brien, keeping her composure, setting her feet, and taking one for the team.
As you said, putting the body on the line and taking it for the team. O'Brien bringing up the ball here. Silkaitis Shakes the defender. Gets the midi to fall. Put that in her mixtape.
Oh my goodness, she got dropped on that play.
Smith. It's a big and wall. Down low to Moore. Can't finish the layup. Outlet pass. Munson, three. Won't go. Rebounded by Big and Walsh. Ball goes out of bounds. Duke's ball.
Dukes are getting fired up the last two possessions. Great defensive stops. Let's see if they can keep this going.
Lead back down to 9. O'Brien. Loose ball or reach-in foul, blocking foul, whatever. Called on Moore. It's going to be a blocking foul. That's Moore's 4th foul, so she's going to come out. In comes number 11, Ziba. Callahan finds O'Brien on the inbound. O'Brien spins, loses her handle, finds Callahan. Callahan working on Big and Wall, gives it to Silkaitis down low, up with it, draws the foul.
Silkaitis, another tough take on the game. She had that nice two-pointer in the possession below, and another chance to cut this deficit.
Lyons Township not happy with the officiating.
You know, I think the refs were doing a pretty good job this game. Going both ways, pretty even foul calls. Both teams have about the same amount of fouls. Silkaitis can't get that first one to drop.
Between free throws, we'll give you yet another score update. It's 34-23 in the 4th quarter. Boys basketball leads Lyons Township over at Lyons Township High School in their gym.
You know Carter Heron's got to be cooking up over there.
Hunter Stepanek just drilled 2 free throws. And that game looks to be as good as over with less than 3 minutes left to play, blocked by Larma. Here, though, Dick Campbell Gym is where you want to be. O'Brien hits the floor, so does Silkaitis. Jump ball called, possession arrow pointing to the Lions. They called that Duke's ball.
Not sure if it's the possession or a foul, but let's see what Dowdy's cooking up on the...
Dowdy is dominating on the possession arrow. That's all I know. Silkaitis in the low post. Just misses that one. Rebounded by Smith. Foul called there on O'Brien.
Foul number 11, Riley O'Brien. That's your second. Team second.
Henry Borchers almost just got taken out.
SDI cables falling from the rafters.
Jack Borchers did not do a good job setting them up.
Smith gives it to Riopel. Smith back to Riopel. O'Brien called on another foul. That's going to be a blocking. Now, both teams with 3 fouls, so each team one away from putting the other in the bonus.
You know, O'Brien played some good defense on that possession, you know, just not being able to set her feet when she was taking that contact.
Riopel up to Smith. Smith gets past Kehoe. Finds Big and Wall. Ziba. Riopel. Munson, jab step, shakes the defender. Finds Ziba, goes up with it. Larma.
3 blocks on the day. Avery Larma, how do you do? She's having a great defensive game. Really been keeping the Dukes alive in this 4th quarter.
Foul number 23, Kayla Callahan. Only her first, team's 4th.
With that foul, Lions are now in the bonus. So any further foul, LT will be at the charity stripe. Larma!
Gonna call it out of bounds.
They call it out of bounds, so no free throws quite yet. Riopel up to Smith. Smith drives, splits a double team. Ball blocked, and it's going to be Duke's ball.
Larma, great strip from underneath. LT touching the ball.
Sorry, refs had a secret
meeting there.
He whispered in his ear, and they overturned the call. I wonder what he whispered. I wish we had the replay machine to get that little secret meeting that the refs had back on the screen for the viewers at home.
Should mic up the refs sometime.
They really should.
It'd be interesting. And that's going to stay with LT.
8 points separating the two teams. Rio Pell to inbound. Big and wall. Travel! Great call there from the ref.
Yeah, just took a step before she could dribble. 8-point deficit here for the Dukes. Let's see if they can cut it down with just 5 minutes left to play.
O'Brien. And one for Silkaitis. I was distracted by athletic director Rob Wagner offering popcorn to YSN and the production crew. Luca DeSanto took the offer. Silkaitis took the contact and finishes the layup.
What about them people? You know, two great people. Rob Wagner, Olivia Silkaitis. And she finishes the three-point play.
Three-point play there. Leads down to 5. Moore comes in. Ziva comes out. Luca DeSanto was elated about the popcorn.
You know, he said Mrs. Wells makes some really good popcorn. You know, mother of Ryan Wells, YTV legend. He goes to Auburn trying to fly some planes.
Timeout called. Timeout LT. Full timeout there, so we will take a step aside. Don't go anywhere. You are watching York Sports Network. The door not yet closed for these Dukes. 5-point lead now for the Lions. Started as an 11-point lead at the beginning of this fourth quarter.
Still plenty of time. This is going to be a big defensive stop.
Stolen by Silkaitis. O'Brien with it. That is Briley O'Brien out there.
Our student section is popping. Luca DeSanto.
Silkaitis kicks it out. Stolen there by Rio Pell. O'Brien gets a hand out and almost comes up with the steal.
Do a student section cam real quickly.
Smith. Student section getting into it. Is that a defense chant I hear? Moore now with it. Guarded tightly by Callahan. Munson gives this one to Smith. Smith exploded in the second half. 16 points on the day. Majority coming in the second half. Kehoe with the steal up to Callahan. Callahan finishes the transition layup. 3-point lead for the Lions. Dukes right back in this one.
3-point game, electric comeback. Let's see if they can keep it going.
The Dick Campbell Gym is nothing more or less than electric. Rebounded there by Larma. Duke's bench getting into it. Look at DeSanto, inspiring change among the Dick Campbell Gym. 3, no good there. Rebounded by Munson. Give it up to Big and Wall. She's going coast to coast here, dumps it off to Moore. Up with it, gets it to fall. More.
Basket 14, Kennedy.
Back up to a 5-point lead.
Riley O'Brien gives it to Silkaitis in the high post, kick out to Larma. Larma drives, stops at the free throw line. Now Silkaitis in the low post. She hits the floor, gives it out to Larma. Larma drives, spins, up with it. Fans calling for a flat foul there. Moore, they're going to call blocking foul on Kehoe, so Moore will go to the line for 2. Last thing the Dukes want.
Foul number 12, Ellie Kehoe. That is her first.
Nobody really in foul trouble. Silkaitis with 3, as well as O'Brien. Not too much of a problem here in the late stages of the fourth quarter.
We have great news coming out of Lyon Township High School. It's 38-24, 30 seconds left. Dukes
In the game?
ahead. Yes, 30 seconds left in the game over at Lyons Township. Shout out the LTTV crew for streaming that one.
And Carter Heron has 12 points, beating his record from day 5 of the Jack Tosh Holiday
Carter
Classic.
Heron, late season push here. He really came alive. He surpassed that double-digit mark for the first time in his career during day 5 of the Jack Tosh Holiday Classic. And he's just keeping this roll going. You know, he willed them to this next lead. But you know what we need to see? We need to see Coach Collins inspire his girls and will them to surmount this 7-point deficit.
Anything is possible, Griffin, and we're very excited for the last 2 minutes and 41 seconds of this matchup.
We have word that the boys team has won against Lyons. That is huge. A lot of banter between the two schools.
Let's see if we get a
Previewing this
second win against LT on the same night for the girls as well. You know, Griffin, this game has been very close the entire time. Like we said most of the game, the turnovers have been a big problem for the Dukes. And Collins, he needs to draw a good play up in this situation. They got to get a couple nice possessions where they're not just passing it around the key and dishing it in and out. They need to work together and find a play.
We have an injury update. Emma O'Brien will not return for the remainder of this game. Went down with an ugly fall early in the second half, had been out ever since. And she is getting the treatment she needs, hoping for a speedy recovery. She's coming out of uniform for that, so.
Taking off the shoe now, giving her a little pressure release.
She will be out for the remainder of this game. Her cousin, Briley O'Brien, though, the commander, the point guard of this Dukes offense. Larma fires. No good. Rebounded Silkaitis. Out to Callahan. Once again, no good. Rebounded Kehoe. Kehoe splits a double team, gives it to Larma. Larma to Kehoe. Sets a screen. Kehoe back to Larma. Larma drives, finds O'Brien beyond the arc. O'Brien spins past Moore, blocked by Smith. Moore up to Biggenwald, over to Smith. Collins calling for their trap defense. Silkaitis steals that. O'Brien comes up with it, stolen by Smith. That's going to be a foul called on Briley O'Brien.
Over the back, tried to go up for it, came down on top, and they're going to be sent to the line.
Number 11, Riley O'Brien, that's her fourth.
Over and back as in the loose ball, not over and back as in the half-court turnover.
Yes, Griffin, thank you for that clarification.
Smith gets the first one to rattle home, extends the lead to 8. Dukes, as of now, need a +4 point differential if they want to come back in this game per minute.
See who can step up for the team. As Silkaitis is up to 19 points on the night.
Silkaitis leading all scorers. O'Brien drives out to Callahan. Larma, deep three. Almost got it to fall. Duke's bench looking like they would have erupted if that one fell.
And it's going to be going LT's way.
Luca DeSanto incensed by that call. Rio Pell over to Munson. Munson up to Moore. Moore down low to Biggenwald. Stolen by O'Brien.
They got to go quick. They only have 1:30 left of play. No shot clock.
O'Brien working on Smith. Over to Silkaitis.
Got to speed things up here.
Silkaitis drives, spins, up with it. Front iron there, almost got it to fall. Smith over to Munson. Duke's got to think about starting to foul. Just over a minute left to play. They do. Rio Pell's going to the line.
Silkaitis will be the 4 fouls now.
The best the Dukes can hope for is 0 for 2 in the IHSA play. There's no bonus, double bonus. You're guaranteed your 2 free throws once your team enters the bonus.
Henry, I can hear you eating. Come over here.
No good on the first. Rio Pell trying to go 1 for 2, extend it to a 9-point game. No good on the second. Door still open for the Dukes. O'Brien up to Callahan. 5-on-4 fast break. Silkaitis drives, finds Kehoe in the corner. Callahan now with it. Under a minute left to play. Callahan almost gets it to fall. Rebound Kehoe. Kehoe to Larma. Larma thought about pulling, decides not to. Drives up with it. No good. Rebound Silkaitis. Jump ball called. Possession arrow pointing to the Dukes. They will retain possession. A lifeline in the form of the possession arrow.
They need the score here, Griff. Like you said, best case scenario on that last play where they missed both free throws, but they need to come back here and get the score.
Larma up with it. Finishes there. 6-point lead. 2-possession game. Stolen by Kehoe. O'Brien comes up with the loose ball. Larma, 2-point. No good. Just short. Smith now with it. Sails that pass out of bounds. Duke's ball.
Dukes doing a great job on the defense. LT folding under the pressure. Dukes need 2 threes here, or 3 really quick 2s.
2-possession game. Dukes need to have a +3 point differential every 15 seconds. Stolen by Moore. Foul called there by Anna O'Brien.
As she has now had her 5th foul of the night and has to come out.
So Silkaitis 4 fouls, so she's the lone Duke left in foul trouble. Byrne comes in for the fouled out O'Brien. So both O'Brien cousins out for the remainder of this game. 27 seconds left to play. Moore with a chance to close the door on this Duke's comeback. Hits the first. Remains a 3-possession game. 7 points separating the teams.
Still a possibility, but this could be the dagger.
Makes good on the second. That could represent the final nail in the coffin. Duke's offense having to respond back quickly. Kehoe drives, spins, up with it, can't get it to finish. Rebounded by Munson, up to Smith. Big and Wald now with it, and these free throws, I do believe, have the opportunities to finally just close the door, bookend this game.
Yeah, if they make it a 4-possession game here, then it is surely over. Only 13 seconds remaining.
We've seen crazier, but Dukes have a rather patient offense. They don't really play with pace. They look for the absolute best possible shot.
Should get some Trace McGrady action out here,
yes,
possibly.
13 points. Silkaitis with the rebound, so clock is running. Ball goes out of bounds, stays Duke's ball. That's a bad sign because that just took 3 seconds off the clock, and ball's still on your own side of the half court. Dukes pushing the pace up here. Silkaitis drives up with it. No good. Foul's going to be called. Just under 2.5 seconds left to go. 8 points separating the two teams. I mean, we have seen miracles here in the Jack Tosh, but this would be an incredible one. Silkaitis good on the first, shrinks the lead down to 7. Crowd deathly silent. Silkaitis no good on the second. Duke's just going to let the clock wind out here. That leaves your final score, 51-44.
Tough loss for the Dukes.
The Lions top the Dukes here in the Dick Campbell Gym, the opposite of what happened over at Lyons Township.
Unfortunate loss. It was a tough game. Silkaitis did finish with 20 points, though. Great job from her on the night, as well as O'Brien, who fouled out, had a ton of great assists on that game, as well as Larma doing a great job with her 3 blocks on the night. LT just overcame, and they conquered the end of that game.
Special thanks to Henry Borchers, Mateo Riviera, TJ Silkaitis, Luca DeSanto, and Lily DeMichael for YSN joining alongside me, Zach Silkaitis. I've been Griffin Hanna. Good night and go Dukes.
Duke superfan Luca DeSanto, and I'm here to ask him, how does it feel to be York's biggest fan?
It's a lifestyle, honestly, coming day in and day out, not just for games, but for practices too. I'm here for all of it. I know the plays, I know what's happening day in and day out, all the team info. It's really incredible. We're out of frame. Yeah, I enjoy it so much. People ask what it means to be a Duke, and it means that being here day in and day out. I'm mad that I couldn't be here at LT for the boys game too, but had to come and support the girls at home.
All right, thank you so much,
course,
Luca. I appreciate it. For YSN, I'm Lily DeMichael.
This is why we're not placing an MMA. Oh my God.